Uh, I wanted to do different kind of video, not where blah, blah, blah. Not one where I edit out like the verbal mistakes, the grammatic errors I have in my speech. It's more like a vlog where I explain my mental state at the time being, such as if I'm doing okay, how I deal with it, what's been going on, and how I cope with it in a healthy way. I do this so maybe it can help someone else that's going through tough times and is going through depression. And it can also help me so I can look back on to what I was doing wrong and what I can do better, and sort of a way to rant and vent. I am calling this a Monday mental checkup. Monday mental check. Yeah, Monday mental check. I just thought it'd be a cool idea. Anyway, on my mental health. You may not know this, but I've been depressed. Not as bad as I used to be, but I was so horribly depressed that I almost killed myself 5 times in a month. Yes, I counted. It happened with someone I knew really close. I knew them for a while, and I got close, and it just didn't go well. It's like one of those memes where you see like four. I don't know if I'll show it on stream. But it's just be like we have 4 panels, and then there's gonna be this guy like I met this girl, and the next photo is the guy literally hanging himself. It's pretty dark, but it's the dark humor I have. I have pretty dark humor. Sorry, I'm pretty sick right now. Uh, but I don't want to go into too much detail because that'd be a really long video. But basically, me meet person, me enjoy person, me be close with person, me being confused because a lot of things happen, like me feeling like I'm not loving my partner enough, feeling like I can't give her enough attention and stuff. Factors like that, which led me to breaking up with her, leaving me feeling devastated because I made a lot of promises I shouldn't have. I talked with the girl and she dates a guy that I thought she shouldn't because he seemed really dumb at the time. I was like, hey, don't do this. And she cried over it, and I got villainized. At least that's what I felt. And so I just remember the friend calling me and telling me in her tears that she was upset at me. I said, "What I do?" She said, "You know what you did." I said, "It's about that, isn't it?" She told me what I did was wrong. She didn't tell me what I did was wrong. She didn't tell me why it was wrong. She just kind of told me I was wrong. Kind of sent me to the corner to think about what I did. And I did. And I ended up just hating everyone and the world that I lived in. I just like became this emo style person. Cause like after the call, like after saying, "Hey, you did something wrong," I went on a walk. Cause I hate doing things wrong. I'm like that one person that always tries to make the other person happy, even if it's not in a healthy manner. Like if I'm feeling like shit and someone else feels like shit, I'll go help that person knowing I'm not in a good state myself, which isn't really healthy. It's noble, I guess, but it's not healthy at all. And and so I didn't take it one. I went on a walk. I just told myself I hate everyone, don't need anyone, and I realized I wasn't in a good place. Sorry, it's my dog. And then I realized I'm not in a good. Chica. Chica. Oh, let me kick you out. What the hell? Chica. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Okay, it's okay now. Or yeah, I hated the world. I realized that I wasn't in a good mental place right now, and I could do a lot of wrong things right now, because when you're in a state of emotional distress, you tend to do a lot of things you'll regret doing later. So I just thought I should do the most logical thing I could do: block everyone from my life, and I did. I blocked almost practically everyone on my phone. I didn't want to talk to anyone. I just couldn't bring myself to do it anymore. I remember that day, I looked in the mirror, I was crying terribly and I was laughing at the same time. Because I felt like what I was doing was right, at the same time it hurt. And so I just looked in the mirror and I hugged myself like this. And I patted myself on the chest because I wanted to congratulate myself for doing the right thing. Basically, I was going crazy in that heat of the moment. And then, life was hell after that. There were moments where I could feel nothing. Like, I didn't feel anything at all. And then, it was like this. I just felt nothing. And then, I get super excited and happy. And then it comes crashing down. And then I become super depressed and realize what I've done, what's my situation, how lonely I am, and stuff like that. And I almost commit suicide. I remember the first time the thought came to me was when I was in the bathroom doing laundry. It was my first breakdown of the month, and I say of the month because there's more to come. And I just couldn't bring myself to stop crying because at first I was dancing to Michael Jackson music. I was just having fun, and she's at it again. Chica. Alright, she won't bother me again. I was listening to Michael Jackson music and I was just having fun dancing and stuff. I was shirtless because it was just like hot. It's summer. It's hot and my fan doesn't like work the way it should. And I just I just start dancing because I'm having fun. And I don't care what other people think because no one's watching me. So I'm just dancing and then I realize that holy fuck, I'm alone. I lost my girlfriend. I lost one of my closest friends. I lost another friend. I made people upset. What else? Yeah, I think that's it. Oh, and I made some people dislike me and say, who did this? Who's the asshole who did this? Stuff like that. All because I wanted to voice my opinion about her relationship. Now I realize that that's not something I should do. It's not my place. That they should just do what they want, and that's how everyone should just act towards a relationship. Just let them have fun. We have no business in their business. I had to learn it the hard way. And after me being all happy and stuff, and then crashing and realizing what happened, I just fell on my knees and started crying, and I yelled out her name and started apologizing. I already did in the heat of the moment, but I knew I'd prefer much to talk about it later because we're both in emotional distress. And so I just couldn't stop crying. And I just laid my chest on the floor. I was laying down crying. And then I got up and I thought I should do some laundry and get my mind off things. I did. And when I went to the bathroom, I saw the medical drawer, and that's the first time. That's the first time suicide came to my mind. I talked to some people on Discord. I don't know if any of them are still around. I know a few are gone. I don't know about the rest. But they really helped. They told me I should call a suicide hotline And I told them I'm fine, that I can do this. Like, I can work through this. Like, I know it seems pretty bad that I just thought about suicide, but I'll do fine. I want to live. I want to live. It's not that I just can't handle it anymore. It's just that the pain is growing so much that you just want it to stop. What I didn't realize is that suicide doesn't put your problems away. It just sends them down to someone else. Someone else has to bear the pain of your suicide. Someone told me that. And that's really stuck to me. And I did call a suicidal hotline. It took a while, but I understood because there's a lot of people out there that have their issues as well. And someone called. It was a feminine worker. I don't want to say it's a girl because I don't want to assume too much, but it's feminine. And I like feminine people to talk to my problems to. Mostly because I don't know how to talk to guys due to my society that I live in, where guys don't really talk about their feelings. She was really nice and polite. She had to stop, like, keep me on hold because she was keeping other people on hold, and I thought to myself, wow, you're really overworking yourself. I feel so bad, but I still had to express how I felt, and I needed help. And I talked to her about everything that happened, and she was empathetic. She said, "You're brave for what you did. It seems like you put a lot of thought into what you do," and that made me feel good, because I do put a lot of thought into what I do on a daily basis. Sometimes I do things out of anger, and then I look back and apologize for being mean, even if it was justified. Because just because it's justified doesn't mean it's still right. So, my dog's knocking on my door. What else? Yeah, it was like, I think, an hour call. I just told her everything. I broke down. And I felt so I felt so horrible. And then later, it just happened again. I felt nothing. And then I got really excited over something, whatever it may be, and I crashed. And suicide came on my mind, and I talked to someone. Now, if you're going through depression like I did back then, I'm always going to advise you to go talk to someone. It could be someone you could trust, or it could be a stranger. As strangers, you don't have the fear of being judged if you talk to a stranger. Both can still judge you, but being judged from a friend's standpoint could hurt a lot more than being judged from a stranger's standpoint, at least in my opinion. And it could be a suicide hotline. So that helped me. They talk. Alright, what was I? Yeah. If you ever feel down in the heat of the moment, call a friend, call someone you trust, call a suicide hotline. Even a stranger, if you have to. What else? What was I talking about? Yeah, I just kept crashing. Happened 5 times. At one point, I had to call my friend. Or more like, I wanted to call my friend. Her name was Ariana. She was a great friend. She is a great friend. And when I called her, I told her everything that was happening. My life, other people, and I cried. Broke down in the call. It wasn't like the usual breakdowns I've been having. It was like a really deep breakdown. It was just a bunch of sadness that was kept inside me. Just came all out. It was just me crying really heavily. I remember yelling something along the lines of, "Where's the person I used to be?" Because normally with my friends, I'm a really loud guy, really funny because I'm random. But it just felt like I wasn't that person anymore. My closest friend just made me feel like shit. And I probably made her feel like shit too. And then she told me to breathe, and that's okay. I'm still me. And it doesn't matter. And I can't believe how horrible that month was. I just couldn't bring myself to live my life anymore. Eventually I had to tell my parents. It was rough because I don't speak Spanish like they do. And since I live in America, I speak English more fluently than I can Spanish. Sé un poco de español, pero no es tan bien. Deseo que pueda hablar español más, pero nunca aprendo mucho. What I just said in Spanish is that I know a little bit of Spanish. It's just I never really learned a lot. Beyond what my parents tell me every day in the house. I told them, it got me help. I got therapy, and I got a case manager. Now, when I got therapy, it was pretty rough situation. It was pretty rough because I had to go to the hospital first to get get referred to a center. I don't know. I had to go through the hospital first, and we told the hospital what's been going on, and they just asked me. They were checking up on me, my weight, my height, and they asked some normal questions like, "Am I depressed?" For the first time in my life, I said yes. Have you ever tried harming yourself? Yes. Do you need help right now? No. And to be honest, it got a little awkward in the room. More like tension, but it felt a little awkward. And then they talked to me, and I told them about the breakup, about my friend, and they were like, "Oh yeah," they had to like they've seen these before, and honestly, I felt a little embarrassed, because I felt the reason for my depression wasn't good enough. Like, I was just being a big wuss. I didn't know. Eventually, they got me to a therapy center. It was called Paces. I talked to the person who would eventually be my therapist. Her name is Paris. She's a nice woman. She's very, how do I explain it? She's really positive. And she explained to me that therapy is just like every one or two times a month. Talk about the problems and we can work through it together. And then I had to meet my case manager who came directly to my house. And I had to tell her everything that happened. Well, not everything, but just a summarized version of everything that happened. And I did, and I cried again. And she said, "You're very brave. Not a lot of people in your situation would have done the same." I just thought, yes, I am pretty smart. But that feeling didn't last long. And I talked to her, and we made a day for me to go meet up with her every week, Wednesday after school. And I started getting help. I started unblocking everyone. I said I apologized for blocking everyone. They're like, "Oh, you blocked me?" And I just thought I probably should have kept that to myself. That I should unblock everyone and not have said anything. And if they realized I blocked them at all, then I'll just apologize. Now that I think about it, it's kind of depressing that I just went through my whole depression wave and no one noticed I blocked them. It's whatever though. And Um, what else? And then things started getting easier from there. My case manager started helping, and so did the therapy. I talked to Paris for the first time. I told her everything. I was shaking. I had like severe anxiety from all that, and it was hard talking to people. I don't even know why. I don't understand why. I'm usually like a social bird. I didn't understand why I was being so anxious. And she told me, hey, if you get in a situation like this, breathe, go to your happy place. And for me, that was the beach. There's something peaceful about the beach. Just getting a towel, placing that towel on a huge rock, and laying there, watching the sunrise. I really like that image in my head. And then my close friend that I had mixed feelings towards, she texted me. She said, hey, I know I should be mad at you or whatever, but I just don't want to lose you as a friend. And from there, I was just like, okay, we need to talk about this on call. Like I didn't say anything like positive or negative. I wasn't like, I don't want to be your friend anymore. Nor did I say, okay, we can still be friends. I tried staying neutral, and she was trying to be positive and stay my friend. And I just didn't oblige. I didn't agree to that. I just wanted to stay neutral. And I told her everything about my suicide. And usually I'm not enclosed about my depression. I'm not scared of being judged. I felt what I felt. Nothing can change that. And after I told her everything, she cried. And she said she cared about me. And she said I sounded like I rehearsed these. She knows I rehearsed these thoughts a lot just by the way I'm talking. And that made me feel good. Sadly, though, my standpoint with said person now is we're just friends. We're pretty chill. We don't talk like out of school anymore, but it's cool to be civil. Don't be a jerk to anyone. That's another advice from me. Don't be a jerk to anyone. If you have beef with someone and you hate them for some reason, or you dislike them, don't be a jerk to them. You're just gonna make it harder for the both of you. Be civil. Just say hi, wave. No need for chit chat. You don't have to do that. Just wave and say hi. If they ask how your day is, just say it's okay. Don't say how was your day. Don't say that. You're gonna drag the chit chat on. Just be civil with everyone and don't hate anyone. At least don't act like you hate anyone. It's okay to feel certain feelings for whatever reason. Just don't act on them if it's unnecessary. What else? And yeah, I talked to my case manager and she was able to talk me through it whenever I came across a problem, whenever I came across anything really. And therapy and case management slowly got to where I am now. I got my girlfriend back. We talked a lot about it. We had to talk a lot about it because she's the insecure type, and I understood that, and it was gonna be really hard to get her back because of the damage I did to her. She was really upset after I broke up with her. It wasn't the first time. There was another time where I broke up with her because of the same reasons. But then I instantly got back with her because I regretted it immediately. And then I was confused, like, why did I regret it? I thought I don't love her anymore. I was just confused with myself. But now I'm very assured. One of the reasons I just didn't know if I loved her is because I couldn't physically feel love. Like you can feel affection. You can feel sex. That's definitely something. But you can't feel love. It's something you emotionally feel. And that's something I learned in this process. Is that you can't feel love physically. You have to feel it emotionally. just some problems I've come across during that process of going back with her is that friends shit talked the mess out of me. Like they were throwing a bunch of shit on us coming back. No one liked it, basically. And I didn't appreciate it. And people were all like, "Oh, this guy's horrible." My reaction to that is, quite frankly, no one can hate me more than I already do. So fuck you. That's my reaction. My girlfriend didn't have the same reaction. She broke down just because of what her friends told her, and I just told her like, okay, it's getting out of hand. Fuck your friends. Tell them to fuck off, because you shouldn't deserve this treatment. You don't deserve this sort of treatment from your friends. My dog. I told her, because someone else told me this, because I asked advice from a friend. If they're your friends, why are they causing you more harm than good? Are they really your friends if they do that? And I was pretty mad at them. I have like this deep hate for people that just throw shade in our relationship. And I realized I did it in the past. That's literally what caused me to be depressed. And so I just thought, wow, guess I'm not the only one that does this. It was stupid. And then it got to the point where one of her friends, like, just straight up walked up to me. It was during a fire drill. She walked up to me and she said, hey, my voice crack. Hey, I don't hate you. I just want you to know that I'm conscious about Elizabeth. And I was just like, okay. Like it felt like she came to me to solve her problems. Or it felt like she was trying to solve the problem she had with Elizabeth but through me. Which didn't make sense at all. Like we didn't have a problem. Like, I don't know what you saying you don't have beef for me. I don't know how that's gonna help the situation. Like, I don't fucking care what you think about me. What I do fucking care about is the way you're treating my girlfriend. I wanted to say it to her in person, but I knew being an ass wouldn't help anyone. So I just said okay. Like, I was neutral about it. I was like, okay, I don't know what you want me to do. And then later, like on a later date, she explained to Elizabeth that I was pretty relaxed, and I laughed it off, and I told her, oh, I would have gone off on her. I would have fucking yelled at her, but I decided to play it cool, play natural. It's cool. Eventually, all of her friends backed off. And now I'm with my girlfriend, and the problems I've come across in my relationship, because I promised her that I was gonna try. Like, that's the only thing I promised her, that I'm gonna put effort into making this a healthy and stable relationship. And I have. The only problems I'm coming into is my insecurities and her insecurities. I'm hella scared of being cheated on. Like, oh boy. Like knowing I'm just like imagining someday that I could actually, like, me and her live together. I walk into our bedroom and I see her sleeping with another guy. That image just like drains and kills me mentally. And I tell her about it because I get jealous easily. It's okay to feel jealousy, but it's not okay acting upon it. And you're gonna have to be realistic. That's a little piece of advice for me. Be realistic, and also respect your emotions. Those are the two things you need to do. Balance them out. Don't do more than one. Don't do more than the other. Because if you're too reasonable, you reject your feelings, and you could possibly make yourself feel even worse. And don't be too much into your feelings, because you'll do something you'll probably regret. That make you feel even worse. Just have a good blend of both. And what else? Yeah, I'm scared of being cheated on. I'm scared of someone taking her off her feet and doing something that I couldn't. My girlfriend's a yandere. She really loves her attention, and she always asks for it. And I don't just like that. I like it at times, but when I can't give it to her, she gets really upset. And then it's like when I go to bed, for example, she'll say like, "Oh no, don't go to bed," and then I'm like, "Whoa, I need my sleep. I'm not gonna stay up for you. I'm sorry." And then she'll go upset, and then I'll be like, "Come on, baby. It's not that bad, baby." But later, it makes me at a later like point in time, I get scared that a guy can give her more attention than I ever could, and is harder than me, more muscular than me. It scares me. It keeps me up at night, and I come to realize that she has those same insecurities. She has nightmares about people taking me away, girls flirting with me. You both have the insecurities, and I'm not the type to like feel better if you reassure me. I want you to state the facts and be realistic with me. I mean, that's from what I see. It got to the point where I wanted her to reassure me. I wanted her to make me a promise that she wouldn't cheat on me and that I wouldn't cheat on her. She promised and then I promised. I feel a little better about it. So now every time we talk about it, or whenever we like talk about other guys, when she's talking about other guys, when I'm talking about other girls, I don't feel as bad, and I hope she doesn't feel as bad. If you see this, Elizabeth, I love you. I hope that when I talk to girls or when I talk about girls, that you don't feel bad. If you're not Elizabeth, I'm sorry you had to watch me do that crazy thing. That's why I like my privacy. But yeah, and there's a lot of things that happened in the past, but I prefer not talking about it just because of time's sake. My mental state now, to summarize, is it's better than what it used to be. There's certain things you can't control in your life, like people's reactions. But what you can control is how you react to your own emotions and to other people's emotions. And that's the note I want to end on. Thanks for watching this super long Monday mental checkup. I'll make sure not to make them as long as this one was. And I'll see you later.